friends, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a card using Clearly Besotted's Be My Nomi stamp set. So I stamped those images out on Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth Premium White cardstock with Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink. And since there are no matching dies to this set, I just created a little mask on a sheet of Post-it and made my scene that way. I'm going to be coloring with my Copic markers to match some pattern paper from the Simple Stories Say Cheese Classic Poo 6x8 pad. So I'm going to choose a pattern that I want to use as my color palette inspiration and tuck that under my cardstock panel. So I'm starting with my beehive, and for that I'm going to use YR20, YR21, YR24, and YR27. So I'm going to have several different shades of yellow on this card, but we only have one shade of yellow in that pattern paper. So I'm going to go with different values of it. Some will be a little bit richer and darker, and some of them will be a little bit lighter, but they'll all kind of work together. And so this is going to be the one that is a little bit darker. I'm starting with the YR27 and laying in some shadow under the ridge of each of the sections that make up that beehive, and also anything that would be casting a shadow on it, like those little flowers. Then I'll come in with my next shade, which is going to be the YR24, and I'll just color right over the edge of that YR27. I'm not going very far into the white space yet. I just want to soften the edge of that YR27. And I'm also going to add in any little shadows that I did not add previously, like that top one that you just saw me do. I didn't go quite as dark with that one because it is kind of where the light is hitting. I'm kind of imagining that the light is coming in right where those two bzz bzz are stamped. And so I wanted that to be just a little bit lighter there. Then I used the YR21 to bring that color down a little bit further, and now I'm going to fill in with my highlight shade, which is going to be the YR20. I want to make the opening just a little bit darker, so I'm going to bring in a brown shade, but I'm going to bring in a brown that has a bit of a reddish undertone to it, and that is going to be E39. And I will start adding in some shadow in that opening with that, blend out with the YR27, which works beautifully with it, and then fill in with the YR24. Next, I'm going to work on the background, and I'm going to go with some very pale aqua shades. I'm using BG Quadruple Zero, BG Triple Zero, and BG 10. And for this, I'm actually starting with my lightest shade, the BG Quadruple Zero, and just kind of flicking that color in around the edges. And I started with my lightest shade just because I don't have to be quite as careful with that one, and I don't have to worry if I get some of that blue into the other images because I'm going to cover up with whatever colors I use. Just since it's such a pale shade, it's easy to color over. Then I came in with my next shade, which is the BG Triple Zero, and I darkened that up in just a few places. And I'm going to do the same thing with the BG10, just adding in a little bit of shadow around the bees and the flowers and the top of the beehive. And then once I have that dark color laid in wherever I want it, I'm going to start blending back out in the reverse just to make sure everything is nice and smooth. So I'm going back in with my BG Triple Zero first, and then I'll come in with the BG Quadruple Zero, and I'm going to kind of clean up the edges and make the edges a little bit more uniform as well. And I'm going to stop with that blue just before I get to that stitching detail that is on the die cut circle. Then I'll also color in my bee's wings with that BG Quadruple Zero. Just using the same shade because I want them to look like they are transparent. Then I'm going to bring in my second yellow combo, which is going to be Y13, Y15, and Y17. And I'm going to do my shadows a little bit differently than what I typically do. I typically put the shadows on the outer edge of the body and the highlight is towards the center of the card. But because these bees have large flowers kind of covering that part of their face, I decided to reverse it. So I use the Y17 first and then blend it out with the Y15. And then I'm going to use the Y13 for a nice highlight, just making sure that everything looks nice and smooth, going over the edge of that previous shade. And then I'm going to lighten this combo just slightly by taking away the Y17 and adding in the Y11, and that is going to make up my third yellow combo, which I will use for the centers of my flowers. So I'm starting with the Y15 for that, blending out with the Y13, and the Y11 is going to be the highlight. So I know the flowers in the pattern paper actually have a white center, but I just didn't really want to leave them white. So rather than doing 3 colors of flowers, I'm just going to have 2 colors of flowers, but I'll have the yellow centers instead. So it'll all tie back into that pattern paper. For the black parts of my bees, I'm actually going to use some very dark blue-violet shades, and these have a lot of gray tone in them, so they kind of read as black, but they are a little bit purple toned, which is going to help them tie in with the background on the pattern paper. I did kind of mess up on the shadows. I went on that first bee, I just went with what I usually do, and so I placed my shadows on the left side of him. So I'm going to fix that. I'm using BV23, BV25, and BV29. So I put my BV29 on the right side as well, and then blend it out with the BV25. And then I'll come in with that BV23, and I'm going to color right over the BV29 that I had laid in on the wrong part of the body. And that is going to help it lighten just a little bit. And so it'll still give me a little bit of an extra highlight over there, especially since I'm going to do a second layer of that. I of course want to give these bees some rosy cheeks. This is an extra step, but I do think it makes your critters look so happy and cheerful. And so I'm using R00, R20, and R22 for that. I place a little oval shape on the cheek area with the R22 and then blend out around the edges with the R20, and then finally come in with a little bit of that R00, which really softens it into the yellow of their faces and just makes it look really sweet and happy, I think. Then I'm going to take away the R22 and add the R11 in between the R00 and the R20. And I'm going to use this combo to color in some of my flowers. I'm starting with the R20 closest to the center and just putting a little bit of darkness there. I'm imagining that the center is kind of popped out a little bit, like rounded, and so that casts a little bit of a shadow on the edges of the petals that are kind of tucked underneath, coming from behind. And then I will blend that out with the R11. And it may seem like overkill to squeeze 3 shades onto there, but I am going to do that just because I really like my coloring to look dynamic. So I'm going to fill in the tips of those petals with the R00. My red combo is going to be R24, R29, and R39. I'm going to start with that R39, and I'm going to color in these 2 flowers the same way that I did the pink ones, placing that R39 closest to the centers of the flowers so that it looks like they're kind of, pushed up in the center, really chubby and cute, just like the little bees. And then I'll come in with my mid-tone, which is the R29, and just pull that color out a little bit, but I'm still making sure to leave some white space on the ends of those petals so that I still will get a nice highlight with that R24 when I fill those in. And I think this combo really matches that red in the pattern paper very nicely. Really pleased with how that turned out with both the pinks and the reds. So once I have that done, I'm just going to come in with my grass, and I tried to pick a green that was very similar to the green in the pattern paper, but I went just a little bit softer. So I went with YG61, YG63, and YG67. They aren't quite as olive as the green in the pattern paper, but they are fairly desaturated, so I think they are a good match. And I'm taking that YG61 and adding in a little shadow under the flower and the beehive that are down on the ground. And then I'm going to darken up a shadow with the YG63 and then blend that back out with the YG61. At first I stopped above the sentiment because I thought I wanted to leave the bottom white, but I decided I didn't really like the look of that. It just kind of looked like it ended funny to me. So I'm going to go back in with that YG61 and just fill in the bottom of that panel. Just coloring right over the sentiment, but I'm using the side of my marker and just laying down the barest amount of ink because I still want that sentiment to be really legible. And then I'm going to come in with my darkest shade, which is the YG67, and I'm going to flick in some grass in a few little areas, just here and there, using the very point of my marker to kind of give the scene a bit more dimension, just have a little bit more going on. Then I'll grab a black Sakura Jelly Roll pen and scribble that off on a scrap piece of paper to get that flowing nicely. I'll go over the eyes of my bees to make them bright and shiny again. And then I will set this little panel aside so we can move on to our pattern paper. So I'm going back to my pattern paper pad and I want to choose a couple more prints to go along with the one that I had initially picked. I picked out the honeycomb for sure because of course we're doing bees, and I also did the sheet that has the little bees scattered all over it. And then I was kind of looking for a fourth pattern. I wasn't sure what to pick. Just kind of flipping back and forth. And then I realized that on the back of the initial print that I had used as my color palette inspiration, there was a pattern that was going to work. So I'm going to trim all of these down. I just used my paper trimmer for 2 of the prints, but I am going to use the Lawn Fawn Scallop Circle Stackables for the polka dotted print, and I'm choosing a size that is going to match my focal panel, which I trimmed down with the Lawn Fawn Stitched Circle Stackables. So I just figured out which one I wanted to use, and then I'm holding that in place with a little bit of post-it tape. And then the bee print I want to just partially die cut using the Lawn Fawn Stitch Party Banners dies. So I just need to figure out where I want to trim that down. So I'm lining that up at the bottom of the strip. And then I'm actually going to use one of the other prints too, so I can figure out where exactly I want that flag end to stop. And then once I have that where I want it, I will hold that in place with a little bit of post-it tape as well. And then I'll just run these 2 sheets through my die cutting machine. I just only ran the bottom part through on the flag banner to trim that off. And then I also have my scalloped circle. So I'm going to set those aside for now and work on my inside of my card base. So my card base is made of Lawn Fawn sticky note cardstock, and I'm taking a sentiment from the Hello Bluebird Be Happy stamp set. That's also where I got the sentiment on the front of my card. And then the other little bee is from the Clearly Besotted stamp set. It's the same bee that's on the front. I'm stamping on the inside in sunflower ink, And I'm going to stamp that down a whole bunch of times because it's very hard to see yellow on yellow, and I just want to make sure that it is dark enough to be easily read. So now I'm ready to start assembling. I'm going to take the sheet that I use for my color palette inspiration and glue that to the front of the card. And that is going to cover the entire card front. It's an A2 standard size card, so 4 1/4 wide by 5 1/2 tall. I'm just making sure that I have that on there straight, and then I'll take that honeycomb print and I'm going to run that across the center horizontally. I think that ties in so nicely with that floral print, and I did just push that a little bit high of center. Then I'll take the flag banner with the bees and I'm going to run that down the center vertically so that the tails end just before the bottom of the card. Then I'll take that polka dotted scallop and I'm going to glue my focal panel to that. And I'm just making sure that the Happy Bee Day sentiment on there is looking nice and straight. And then I'm going to add some Scotch 3M foam tape to the back of both of these pieces. I'll peel off those release papers and then I'm going to pop that up in the center of my card, just a little bit high of center, right in the middle of that honeycomb kind of band across. And I'll press that down into place, and that just added a nice bit of dimension to this scene. I'm going to add some Stardust stickles to my bees' wings to make those nice and sparkly, of course. And then I also decided to add it to the centers of my flowers. But before I do that, I realized that I never colored in my flower stem, so I just went back to my YG67 for that. And then I am going to add that stickles to the centers. I didn't cover the entire thing, just put it where the darkest shadows were. For even more sparkle, I'm going to add a few clear sequins, and I decided to have 2 at the top left and 3 down at the bottom right on that flag banner. And I'm using my jewel picker to just pick those up and set those down into the glue, and I can use the other end of the wand to press those down into the glue as needed. And then just adding that with my Barely Art Precision craft glue. Once I let that dry for a minute, I'm going to fill in the centers with some more Stardust stickles. I can never get enough of this stuff. And that is going to finish this one off, so I'm going to lift that up so you can see it in a bit more detail, hopefully catch some of that sparkle and shine, and of course give you another peek at the inside. I really like how this one turned out. I think the color palette is really striking, so I hope that you guys enjoyed it too. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell if you want to be alerted when I post new videos. All of the products I used will be listed and linked in the description bar below in case you'd like to pick up anything for yourself. And if you'd like to keep watching, here are 2 extra videos I thought you might also enjoy. You can click on either one to check them out. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye-bye!